Greetings, chosen ones. You may have felt the weight of isolation, the sting of financial struggles, and the aching loneliness of being set apart. These challenges aren't random, they're part of a divine plan. Today, we're peeling back the layers of this mystery to uncover why those called for a higher purpose often walk the loneliest paths. Throughout history, those selected by God for extraordinary purposes have been misunderstood and overlooked. Your isolation is not a punishment, it is preparation, a refining season, a time where you are stripped of worldly distractions to connect more deeply with your Creator and your divine mission. As we unravel this truth together, remember that your current struggles are not your final story. You are in a season of molding, preparing to carry the greatness you were destined for. So, let's step into this journey, one chapter at a time, starting with the purpose behind your solitude. Isolation is not what it seems. To the world, it appears as abandonment, but in the divine realm, it is an invitation to transform. Chosen ones are often led into solitude because their path demands a level of clarity and focus that the noise of society cannot provide. Think of the prophets, the leaders, and even the shepherds turned kings. They all endured seasons of separation before stepping into their callings. This period of isolation is a cleansing process. It strips away distractions, unhealthy attachments, and the false beliefs imposed by a society that thrives on conformity. In the silence, you begin to hear the voice of your Creator more clearly. This is where revelation happens. This is where you find your true identity, not in the applause of the crowd, but in the quiet affirmations of your spirit. Isolation also serves as a mirror. Without external validation, you are forced to confront your fears, weaknesses, and doubts. But here's the beauty. In facing them, you uncover your strength. This refining process builds resilience and sharpens your vision, preparing you for a purpose so great that it demands an unshakable foundation. But the hardest part of isolation is not understanding it. Why, you wonder, must I endure this loneliness? Why am I the one who feels left behind when others seem to thrive? Hold on to this thought. The greater the calling, the deeper the preparation. When God pulls you into a season of solitude, it's because He is planting seeds that need time and space to grow. As we move forward, we'll explore how this divine preparation sets the stage for transformation, and why this season, though difficult, is necessary for stepping into your destiny. Chosen ones often find themselves detached from the comforts and securities of this world. But this detachment isn't a curse, it's a liberation. When you are called for a higher purpose, the things that once held value, wealth, recognition, and approval, begin to lose their grip. It's not because they don't matter, but because they cannot be the foundation for the work you are meant to do. Consider how the world conditions people to cling to possessions and positions, equating them with identity and worth. For the chosen, this conditioning must be undone. This process is rarely comfortable. Financial struggles often arise during this phase, not as punishment, but as a way to break the dependency on material wealth. When the earthly falls away, it forces you to lean into the spiritual. This detachment doesn't mean rejecting all material things, but it reorients your relationship with them. Instead of being controlled by possessions, you learn to steward them. Instead of chasing approval, you focus on walking in alignment with your purpose. The world may see this as a loss, but in truth, it's a sacred exchange, the temporary for the eternal. It's in this season that you learn what truly matters. Relationships deepen as they become based on authenticity rather than utility. Your priorities shift from accumulating to contributing, from performing to being. This transformation is what makes chosen ones stand out in a world obsessed with superficial gains. But remember, this breaking process is not the end. It's the beginning. What seems like lack is actually clearing space for abundance of a different kind. As we step into the next chapter, we'll uncover the hidden strength that emerges in solitude. There is a profound power hidden in the quiet moments of solitude. For chosen ones, this time is not about loneliness. It's about uncovering the strength that has been within you all along. When you are removed from the distractions of the world, you are finally able to see yourself clearly, your potential, your resilience, and your divine gifts. Think of Yeshua, who often retreated to solitary places to pray. In those moments, he wasn't running from the world, but preparing to face it with renewed strength. Similarly, your solitude is not a withdrawal, it's a recalibration. It's in the quiet that you find clarity, and in the stillness that you discover your power. In solitude, you confront your fears. Without the noise of others' opinions, you face the doubts and insecurities that have been holding you back. But instead of being consumed by them, you learn to overcome. This internal battle forges a strength that no external validation can provide. It's a strength rooted in knowing who you are and whose you are. Another hidden gift of solitude is creativity. When the noise fades, your mind begins to dream again. Ideas flow, visions become clear, and your purpose starts to take shape. Many of the world's greatest leaders and innovators discovered their breakthroughs in moments of solitude. But this time is not just about discovering your own strength. It's also about building a deeper connection with your Creator. As Yeshua said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Matthew 11:28. In solitude, you find rest for your soul and strength for the journey ahead. As we move forward, let's explore how these moments of stillness are not just about preparation, but also about transformation. The solitude is shaping you for what's to come. For chosen ones, life often feels like an endless series of trials. The isolation, financial struggles, and emotional pain test your resolve in ways that can feel overwhelming. But these tests are not meant to destroy you. They are designed to refine your faith and strengthen your endurance. Faith is not truly tested in abundance or comfort. It is proven in scarcity and adversity. When you are stripped of the things you once relied on, you are left with a single question: will I trust God, even in the absence of visible blessings? This is the crucible where chosen ones are forged, not in the light, but in the fire. Yeshua himself faced these trials. In the wilderness, after fasting for 40 days, he was tempted by the enemy. The enemy offered him the world's riches and power, but Yeshua stood firm, declaring, "Man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that proceeds from the mouth of God." Matthew 4:4. His faith in the Father's provision overcame the allure of earthly wealth and power. Your trials serve a similar purpose. Each test strengthens your spiritual muscles, building resilience and preparing you for the purpose ahead. The financial struggles teach you resourcefulness. The loneliness teaches you to rely on your Creator. The rejection teaches you to stand firm in your identity, even when others do not see your worth. But remember, these tests are not forever. Just as gold is refined in fire, you are being purified for a greater purpose. The trials are temporary, but the strength and faith you gain will last a lifetime. In the next chapter, we'll dive into one of the most challenging aspects of the journey: why financial struggles are such a common part of this refining process. One of the most perplexing aspects of being chosen is the financial hardship that often accompanies the journey. Why, you wonder, would God allow those called for greatness to endure such lack? The answer lies in the refining fire of struggle. which burns away dependence on material wealth and reveals the riches of the Spirit. Financial struggles force you to rely on faith over finances. They challenge you to trust in divine provision rather than the stability of a paycheck or savings account. It's in this lack that you learn to appreciate the true source of all blessings. This doesn't mean that abundance isn't part of your journey, but it means that abundance must come from alignment with your purpose, not as a replacement for it. In Scripture, Yeshua reminded us of this truth. Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Matthew 6:25. This perspective shifts your focus from survival to surrender. It's a call to trust that your needs will be met, even when the world's systems fail. Financial struggles also teach humility and compassion. When you've experienced lack, you are better equipped to serve those who are struggling. Your empathy grows, and your purpose becomes less about personal gain and more about collective impact. The struggles align your heart with God's, breaking down pride and replacing it with gratitude. But here's the paradox. It is often in these moments of financial strain that breakthroughs occur. The pressure refines your vision, pushing you to think creatively and act courageously. As we continue, we'll explore how the rejection of the world leads to acceptance by heaven and why this divine paradox is central to your journey. Chosen ones often face a painful reality. The world rejects them. It's as if the more you try to fit in, the more you stand out. This rejection, however, is not a reflection of your inadequacy, but a testament to your calling. You are not meant to blend into a world that operates on principles contrary to your divine purpose. The rejection you face is a form of protection. The relationships, opportunities, or communities that fall away were not aligned with your destiny. When the world pushes you out, it's because you are being pulled into something greater. This tension between rejection and selection is part of the spiritual paradox that defines your journey. Yeshua spoke of this dynamic clearly. If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. John 15:18. His rejection by the religious elite and society at large was not a sign of failure, but confirmation of his divine mission. In the same way, your experiences of being overlooked or dismissed are signs that your path is set apart. Worldly rejection also serves as a reminder that your worth is not tied to the opinions of others. It redirects your focus from seeking validation externally to finding it in your Creator. This shift frees you from the exhausting cycle of people-pleasing and enables you to live authentically. The pain of rejection is real, but it is not permanent. Every no is clearing the way for a divine yes. As we move forward, we'll explore how the trials of rejection and solitude are building something extraordinary within you. Stay tuned as we uncover how these experiences are transforming your pain into power. The journey of the chosen ones mirrors the life of Yeshua in profound ways. His path was marked by isolation, rejection, and suffering, yet it culminated in the ultimate fulfillment of his purpose. For those who walk a similar road, his story serves as both a guide and a source of comfort. Yeshua experienced isolation from the very beginning. Born in a humble stable, he grew up away from the centers of power and influence. As his ministry began, he often withdrew to solitary places to pray and reflect. These moments of solitude weren't a retreat, but a preparation for the monumental task ahead. His rejection was equally striking. Despite performing miracles and teaching divine truths, he was scorned by the religious leaders and abandoned by many of his followers. In the end, even his closest disciples scattered during his greatest trial. Yet, Yeshua never wavered in his mission. His focus remained on fulfilling the will of the Father, even when it meant enduring the cross. For chosen ones, this parallel is deeply significant. Just as Yeshua's trials were not meaningless, neither are yours. Each challenge, rejection, or moment of isolation is part of a greater plan. It's through these struggles that your purpose is clarified and your character refined. Remember Yeshua's words, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." John 16:33. His victory is your assurance that the trials you face are not the end, but a pathway to triumph. In the next chapter, we'll explore how this transformation unfolds, turning pain into power and preparing you for the fullness of your calling. Pain has a way of either breaking you or building you. For chosen ones, it is meant to build you, though the process can feel anything but empowering in the moment. Pain is the fire that refines you, the chisel that shapes you, and the catalyst that transforms you into the person you are destined to become. The world often runs from pain, seeking comfort and ease at all costs. But chosen ones are called to face it head-on. Pain forces you to confront the parts of yourself that need growth. It uncovers hidden strength, resilience, and courage you didn't know you had. Every tear, every heartbreak, and every moment of doubt carries the seeds of transformation. Consider Yeshua's path to the cross, a journey of unimaginable pain. Betrayed by a close friend, rejected by the very people he came to save, and physically broken, he endured it all with a higher purpose in mind. His pain was not the end, it was the passage to the ultimate victory. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Hebrews 12:2. His example shows us that pain is not pointless, it is preparation. For chosen ones, your pain is shaping you into someone who can carry the weight of your calling. It teaches you empathy for others, patience in the face of adversity, and a deep reliance on your Creator. Pain also clarifies your priorities, stripping away distractions and leaving only what truly matters. As we continue, let's examine how this transformation leads to a higher perspective, one that rises above the struggles of material lack and worldly definitions of success. Material lack is one of the most challenging aspects of the chosen journey, yet it carries a profound spiritual lesson. You are called to rise above it. This doesn't mean ignoring your needs, but understanding that your worth and purpose are not tied to possessions or financial status. Your identity is rooted in something far greater. In times of lack, it's easy to feel defeated or question your path. But what if this season is teaching you to see abundance differently? Abundance isn't just about wealth. It's about gratitude, perspective, and trust in divine provision. It's about finding richness in relationships, wisdom, and the spiritual growth that comes from navigating challenges. Yeshua illustrated this beautifully when he fed thousands with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. He didn't focus on the limitation. He focused on the power of faith and divine multiplication. The same principle applies to you. What feels like lack in your hands can be transformed into abundance through trust and alignment with God's purpose. Material lack also forces you to rely on creativity and innovation. It sharpens your problem-solving skills and pushes you to think outside the box. Many of the most significant breakthroughs come during seasons of constraint because they demand resourcefulness and faith in something beyond yourself. But here's the key. This lack is temporary. It's a tool, not a destination. You are being prepared to handle abundance with humility and wisdom when it comes. In the next chapter, we'll delve into how this preparation sets the stage for the greater plan unfolding in your life. Every trial, every tear, and every lonely moment is part of a divine orchestration leading you toward the fulfillment of your higher purpose. The chosen journey is not without intention. It is a process of preparation, refinement, and transformation. While the pieces of your life may appear scattered now, they are forming a masterpiece that will reveal itself in divine timing. The greater plan for chosen ones often requires a level of trust that transcends human understanding. You may not see how your isolation, financial struggles, and rejection are paving the way for your destiny, but they are vital components of the journey. Each painful step, though seemingly insignificant, is moving you closer to the extraordinary purpose for which you were created. Consider the story of Joseph in the Bible. His journey appeared to be a series of setbacks. Sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused of wrongdoing, and imprisoned. To an outside observer, his life might have seemed hopelessly derailed, but each trial was a stepping stone toward his ultimate calling. Joseph rose to become second in command over Egypt, saving nations from famine and reconciling with his family. He later declared, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Genesis 50:20. In the same way, the challenges you face are not the end, but a critical part of the journey. The unfolding of the greater plan often happens in stages, much like a seed growing into a tree. In the beginning, the seed is buried in darkness, invisible to the world. This represents your season of isolation, a time when you may feel hidden, forgotten, or even abandoned. Yet beneath the surface, growth is happening. Roots are being established, ensuring that when the tree finally emerges, it will stand firm against the storms of life. Your isolation is not a burial, it's a planting. The second stage of the plan involves pruning. Trees that bear fruit must be pruned to remove dead or unproductive branches. This pruning process can feel painful, as it involves the stripping away of relationships, habits, or situations that no longer serve your purpose. Financial struggles, rejection, and personal losses often occur during this phase, not as punishment, but as preparation. The pruning ensures that your energy and focus are directed toward what truly matters. The third stage is growth under pressure. Just as a tree's trunk thickens to withstand strong winds, your trials build resilience, character, and strength. It is in this stage that you learn to trust in divine provision, even when resources are scarce. You develop a deeper faith and an unshakable belief in the plan, even when the evidence is not yet visible. Yeshua's words, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world," John 16:33, remind us that victory is assured, even in the midst of struggle. Then comes the season of revelation. The tree emerges from the soil, reaching toward the light. Similarly, the chosen ones begin to see glimpses of the greater plan unfolding. Opportunities arise, relationships align, and clarity emerges. The trials you endured start to make sense as they reveal the lessons and growth they provided. You realize that what seemed like obstacles were actually divine redirections guiding you to your purpose. Yet even in the revelation stage, the plan continues to unfold. Your journey is not static, it is a dynamic process of alignment with your Creator's will. As you step into your calling, new challenges may arise, but they serve to take you to even higher levels of understanding and impact. The process of refinement never truly ends, because your potential is limitless in the hands of the divine. It's also important to understand that your greater plan is not solely about you. Like Joseph, your calling is meant to serve others, whether that's through inspiring, teaching, healing, or leading. Your trials equip you with the empathy and wisdom needed to fulfill this role. Every tear you've shed becomes a source of compassion. Every rejection you've endured allows you to comfort others who feel unseen. Your journey prepares you to become a light for those still navigating their darkness. The unfolding of the greater plan is also a call to trust in divine timing. As humans, we often want immediate answers, clear directions, and tangible results. But the Creator's timeline operates beyond our comprehension. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord, Isaiah 55:8. Trusting the process requires patience, surrender, and faith that everything is happening for a reason, even when the reason isn't clear. So where does this leave you in the midst of the process? Your greater plan is still unfolding. The loneliness you feel is a sign of separation, not rejection. The financial struggles are teaching you to rely on divine provision, not worldly systems. The trials you face are strengthening you for the weight of the blessings that are coming. Each moment is a piece of the puzzle, and the picture is becoming clearer with each passing day. As you continue on this journey, remain open to the guidance of your Creator. Stay steadfast in your faith, even when the path seems unclear. Know that you are not walking this road alone. You are part of a divine story that is far greater than you can imagine, and the best chapters are yet to come.
Chosen ones, if you enjoy our videos and would like to support our channel, feel free to buy us a coffee. The link will be in the description below. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.